Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Mo Sass, your host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am your certified vision and empowerment coach who comes every single Sunday so we can talk about all the ways in which we all can better our best. In this entire month of October, we have been talking about taking ownership. And we define ownership as the act or state of possessing something. So my question to you is, if you don't take ownership of your life, then who owns it? And what do I mean by that? So often people blame others for whatever they lack, or don't have or don't know in their lives. But when you do that, you give the other person, place, and or thing ownership over you. I really want you to hear that. I'm praying that someone will hear that today and say, you know what? It's time for me to take ownership. It's time for me to stop blaming my environment. It's time for me to stop blaming my exes or the people who are in my life. It's time for me to take full ownership of every aspect of my life, blaming people for my health problems. Like, it's time for me to take full ownership of my life. And if you haven't had an opportunity, please go back on my YouTube channel and check out the entire month because it has just been filled. We talked about facts over feelings. We talked about, taking ownership of your vision, as well as, letting go of old things that no longer serve you. And so today we're going to talk about taking inventory of your life. And we don't look back over, and when I talk about taking inventory, right, we want to look at the last year. We want to look at 2022 because we are in the fourth quarter. And although it is not over yet, honey, let me tell you something. I say we could still push this thing all the way until December 31st. And that's how I live my life, okay? But what I want you to do is take inventory of 2022. And we don't look back for defeat. We look back so that we can be victorious in the future. I want you to hear it again. We're not looking back to beat ourselves up about what we didn't do. We said we were going to do something in the first quarter and it didn't happen yet. That's not why we're taking inventory, okay? We're taking inventory because if we don't know, right, if we have no idea, first of all, we have no idea what we did or didn't accomplish. We don't know what to do for today to help set us up for tomorrow, right? If we don't know where we lacked at, if we don't know where we didn't meet the mark, then there's no way that we will know how to prepare today to set us up for, our future, okay? And listen, I was reading pennyhoarder.com. I love that website. And according to a survey they did, a little over 55% of Americans don't have a budget. And it was like, what? And because having a budget makes you take inventory of your money. So how in the world is it that you have no idea where your money is coming in from, let alone going out to? Okay, you have to give money a direction. Most times people talk about being, not having financial stability. It's because you have no idea where you're sending your money. Where are you putting your energy? If you're putting your energy more into materialistics and investments, then you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want you to think about that. And for those of you who don't invest your money at all, here's the thing. You don't invest not because you don't have enough. It's because you don't know how much you have and you don't understand where you're sending it to. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this. Taking inventory over your money, taking inventory over your goals, taking inventory around your house of the things that you have, all of that can feel, I want you to listen to my words, can feel overwhelming in the moment. It can feel that in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to be what's best. So sometimes we have to get through the feelings of overwhelm, take it one section at a time, right? So that it can help with that. But in the short term, it can feel like a lot. But here's the thing. We talked about this last Sunday, right? It may feel overwhelming, but the fact is to take full ownership of your life, you have to know where your money is going. It may feel like I don't want to take the time to understand, right? If my body is fully healthy by going to the doctor, getting my eyes checked, getting my teeth checked, getting my blood drawn. getting all the scans and stuff that's required. It may feel overwhelming. It may feel, but in the long term, when you take inventory, when you know what you're working with, then you can understand, right, what you need to do to set yourself up to either maintain the health that you have or become healthier. But if you don't take the time to do that, then guess what? You're just running around here blindly, letting your flesh take ownership. Like, are you serious? So my question to you is, what area of your life, and throughout this video, I'm just going to be dropping things. So it's not going to give you like, sometimes I sum up in the end. I'm going to be giving you action items throughout. So the question that I have is, what area of your life are you walking blindly? What area of your life are you walking blindly? Is it your physical and nutritional health? Do you not have inventory of what you're eating to understand what could possibly be going on with your body? Are you going to the doctors to get yourself checked up? Getting a checkup done? Are you checking in with what's in your refrigerator, in your freezer? Okay, somebody? All right. So are you checking in on your mental and emotional health? Have you sat with you? Have you sat with you to understand, if you're being triggered, why you're being triggered? Have you sat with yourself to say, you know what? I feel alone in this season, to understand if it's the feeling of sometimes God separates us so we can work through some things, or is it just you? I say that to say this because it's funny. I'm a part of some very beautiful communities, right? And a lot of times people come in and it's like, well, I found this community because I don't have anyone else outside of the community. People around me are not like-minded, or they don't know what it is that I'm doing, or they're not into what I'm doing, right? So they found a community of like-minded people, then get in the community and still isolate. Help me help you help like us understand, y'all know I'm crazy, what that is about. Like, you came here to find your tribe and then you separate yourself from the tribe. So my question is, in that moment, is it that there's really no one else around you who are like-minded, or is it you? Is it really no one else around you that can give you wise counsel, or is it you? And here's the thing, I'm not asking these questions, let me be very clear, for anyone to beat up on themselves or to be like, oh, something's wrong with me. No, we hold up the mirror, not to just stare at it and say, well, this is the way I am, or to look at it and say, oh, I don't like it. We hold up the mirror so we can fix the vision. Oh, that's the only reason why. So it can become crystal clear. So again, we take ownership by taking inventory so we know what to do. Be clear on that. We're going to allow some grace in this inventory season, okay? Or is it your spiritual health? Are you connected with your higher power? Take inventory of how much time you spend with your God. I always say I will never tell you who to call your God. That's not my business. But God does give me a word to give, and it's for it to tell his people to connect with him. Okay? Whatever your God is, whoever your God is, are you spending time getting to know? Take inventory of that. And I'm not talking about just going to a church and, pretending. I said what I said. I grew up in the Baptist church. I know how that is. Going to church and praise the Lord. We leave out and be in the parking lot cussing somebody out in the traffic, going off on people like, wait a minute. And that's not to say, oh, I love this. That's not to say that all churches are like that. And please don't use that as an excuse. Let me tell you something. I don't say hate a lot, but I'm going to tell you what I hate. Oh, I hate when people be like, see, that's why I don't go to church. That is not why. Can we tell the truth today, people? That's the other thing. Take inventory of how much of a lie you're living in. That's not the truth. Because if we know one thing for sure and two things for certain, not all churches are created equal, because we know that, because not all people are created equal. That's like you saying, well, you know what? That's why I won't talk to another woman a day in my life because one woman betrayed you. Are you kidding me? That's like saying I'm not going to talk to no guys in my life because men betrayed. Like let's be real today. We know that character of different people are different. And everything doesn't suit us, and everything is not supposed to. But don't you dare go blame your lack, and I said what I said, your lack of character and wanting to take control and inventory and ownership of your life on something that somebody else did. Again, we're talking about ownership today, y'all. You got to own your life. Own the fact that that thing happened. Own the fact that maybe that church wasn't for you. Own the fact that people are people and they're not God. That part. Because sometimes we're so busy judging that we're missing something. Okay? But that has nothing to do with why people don't attend church. I literally hate that. Like, stop that. It's an excuse that you give yourself to stop you from your growth. Because I'm going to tell you right now, whether you go talk to your God or not, the people who are really taking ownership of their life, personally developing themselves, working on themselves every single day, guess what? One thing for sure and two things for sure, we're growing. We're growing. We're not stuck in that lack mentality mindset. It's a mindset. That's why I don't do this. That's why I don't go there. That is not why. It's at the end of the day, I want to be clear about something. There's not a person on this planet that's walking around that hasn't been hurt by something. We have all been hurt by something or someone. But taking ownership of my life says, I'm not going to live, hear me, I'm not going to live in a mental prison of that hurt and therefore block my blessings by not taking myself out of that by, listen to me, by working with a therapist, by working with a coach, by getting the help that I need so then that I can open myself up to the new blessings and the new opportunities that can come my way by me walking into a place that serves my spirit, my soul. I need you to hear that and knock this off. Why you don't do something? All right, I'm gonna get up off my soapbox, y'all. All right. And lastly, your financial health. Have you taken inventory of how much money is coming in? Have you taken inventory of all the bills that you pay every single month? Take inventory of your spending habits. Take inventory of how much you spend at the grocery store. All that's important, right? So I asked the question, what area of your life are you walking around blindly? If you are experiencing financial difficulties, first things first, you have to sit down and look at your budget. Look at how much is coming in. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to hear, I don't make enough money to create a budget. Here's the thing. If that will do nothing else, is it would open you up to understand what do I need to create in my life and take ownership of my life so that I can bring in the financial abundance that I desire. And do not ever sit in front of somebody like me that came from welfare, okay, because my story always say is going from welfare to winning, and I'm not done yet, and tell me that you cannot climb whatever financial ladder that is there. The reason why I was able to do it is because I took ownership of my life. I didn't let the things that happened to me, and I told you guys, I tell you I'm not afraid to say my story and be vulnerable and say I was a statistic or they labeled me as such, being 16 and pregnant. I've been touched sexually as a child by an adult. I've gone through all those things. Come on, y'all. I've had church hurt. You know, I've gone through the battles with my parents. I've gone through the battles with my siblings. I've battled me. How about that? But at the end of the day, when I decided, come on, y'all got to hear me. When I decided to take ownership, I took myself from 322 to six figures, 6+ at this point. You can do this. Yes. Did I cry? I cry all the time. I don't have time to fake the funk for nobody. I cry all the time. But what I learned is my tears was my true strength. I thought my strength was holding it in when I was younger and fighting and, and being in my lack mentality, lack of character mindset. But then when I started to take ownership, I said, my tears are cleansing. My tears are beautiful. Yes, but I'm no longer going to live in the mental prison, in the mental state of what happened to me. I'm no longer going to allow those people who did that to me to pull my strings. Do you listen to me? Because you don't even believe that. When you listen, I'm in the dating scene, right? And I hear people, there's TikTok videos, all these videos about the worst of dating. And I'm not telling you that it's not bad people out there, y'all. But when you start talking about, I'm never going to date or I'm just going to be alone. And I'm going to tell you this. I will never say to anyone that they should be with that's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is, though, for me, in my faith in what I believe, okay? I believe that two is better than one. Now I'm bad all by myself, but I know with my God-given partner, we're a movement when we're together. Y'all gotta catch me. I know what we're gonna minister in this world. I understand what marriage really is. Okay? Well, I understand that what we're gonna minister in this world, oh my God, God is gonna get the glory. That's what it's really about. I didn't understand that when I was younger. That's why I was in a marriage I shouldn't have been in. That's why I was in relationships I shouldn't have been in. I didn't really understand that. But I got it now. All right. So that's like, it's like you have to stop saying because you had a bad, listen, we're going to all have bad experiences. What it should do is teach you how to look at what worked. Again, take an inventory, right, of what worked and what didn't work in the person that you chose, what lesson that you learned, and how can you discern different and or better the next time, right? And most times that's just taking your time. Okay. So again, this is all about taking inventory and not letting one experience deter you from the blessings that could be coming into your life, right? So, and here's the thing. We take inventory so we can plan. The 5 P's, which is proper preparation, prevents poor performance. What that means is when you fail the plan, listen, things can go awry. And I'm not saying every area of your life should be planned, but you should have a plan for your financial health. You should have a plan for your physical health. You should have a plan for your nutritional health. You should have a plan for your spiritual health. What do I mean by a plan for your spiritual health? How are you going to spend time with God every day? Or is it going to be every single morning? Is it going to be at night? Is it going to be a couple of times a day? That to me is up to you, right? But this is where we can make a plan. So how I want you to remember, I started this off saying I want you to take inventory of 2022. So I want you to write these questions down. From the month of January until October, what have you accomplished? What have you accomplished? And listen, whatever your category is, whether it's personal development, whether it's financial, have you paid off some debt? What have you accomplished? Physical fitness, what have you accomplished? For example, I have accomplished losing 20 pounds. Why is that important for me to know? Because I need to know how many more I need to go to get down to the place that's going to feel healthy for me. Again, getting physically fit has nothing to do with skinny. I'm going to say it again. Being physically fit has nothing to do with skinny. I will never in my life be skinny. It just won't happen. Okay. I was shaped. I was born shaped the way I'm shaped. All right. And I also know what size is healthy for me. And I know during the pandemic, even pre-pandemic, I put on a lot of weight. I mean, I taught fitness for many, many years. So I was really muscular and small. So I'm going back to a weight that's comfortable and healthy for me. All right. So that's an example. What did you accomplish? Number 2, what didn't you get accomplished that you wanted to? Right? We're taking inventory. Remember, we're not looking back for defeat. We need to understand what didn't we accomplish, okay? And what was in the way of that? Why didn't that happen? We have to know why. We have to know what happened so maybe we needed to adjust. Maybe we need to pivot. Maybe it was too many things on your list. I know I did that to myself. I overwhelmed myself. I had all of these goals and it was just too much. And I had to scale back for the season of my life because each season, some seasons you're going to have more time and then some seasons you're not, okay? And how can you change that going forward? So what changes can you make after you've done the assessment for 2023? Because we're preparing now for 2023. Listen, by the second week of November, my vision board, we're going to pray, y'all. My vision board will be done for 2023. I already took inventory of the things I didn't accomplish that I want to get accomplished, right? So again, we're going to take inventory. And then I'm going to always say this because Proverbs 11:14 is one of my favorite scriptures. And it says, for lack of guidance, nations falls, but victory is won through many advisors. And that's the NIV version. Why am I saying that? Because so many people want to go out here on their own because they were burned by some coach or they did some program that they felt didn't work. And so they're out here trying to just float in the ocean with no idea of all the sea creatures that's surrounding them that can kill them, okay? In other words, they can't see their blind spots. Again, we need many advisors. Not all of them have to be paid. I coach many people without a dime. It doesn't always have to be paid. But what I'm saying to you is if you want to go to the next level of your life, you have to get help. You need help. You cannot do this alone. We weren't born to do it alone. And again, we already talked about taking inventory. I know what has happened in your past, but this is why we have to heal it. This is why you need to go. And I will talk therapy until the day they lay me low. Okay? Because it is so important in your personal development to heal past things that are in, and not all therapists are created equal. So please don't tell me you don't go to therapy because of one therapist. Okay? I had a few. It happens. Sometimes you even outgrow, and which sounds crazy, sometimes you outgrow your therapist. I did. So I got another one. So what? Now what? So what? That thing happened. So what about your environment? Now what are you going to do about it? And it sounds very factual over feelings. But the thing is, we have to become emotionally intelligent so that our emotions can stop driving our lives and tearing our lives apart, because we're so emotional. We're running around here and listen, in emotional, and I'm going to say this, in non-spiritual, so we're laying low with anything and then wondering why our lives are in a disarray. Y'all better be careful with them spirits and don't be playing in these streets, okay? A lot of times people don't understand, and then y'all want to come around the spiritual people and bring that mess, and all along I'm like, Lord, they don't even see all this mess that's on them, okay? I digress, y'all. We talk about ownership today. But this is a thing though. Gotta take ownership. Cleanse your life. Once you take ownership and inventory of things that no longer serve your higher good, it's really time to look at it and say, what must go? We're not just taking inventory to take inventory. Take inventory of the things around your house too. Throw that mess out. If you haven't touched it in 2 years, get rid of it. Declutter your space. Listen, I always say a cleanly house, a clean mind, clean soul, clean spirit, clean it all. All right? I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. If you want to reach out to me, www.moesass.com, info@moesass.com. And of course, you can always message me on Facebook or Instagram. It's Life Coaching with just a W, Sass. And my last name is SASS. Yes, and we're moving on. This is our last Sunday. It's time to go to November, and I'm excited. Have a great day.